Boom. NBA Finals, Tuesday, new comic book day eve, Black Widow, probably a trailer for something like Eternals or Venom because it is the NBA playoffs, finals. So keep that in mind. But what's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday, or as I like to call it, new comic book day eve. Yes, you heard it right. Today, big show. There's 4 people on the panel, 2 first appearances, 1 guest, but actually 2 guests really in one. We are welcoming 2 people into Tuesday show with a newbie verse, things like that. So we'll see what happens. I can see the chat. One of our panelists is saying Suns in 7, Suns in 6. Oh man, there's a lot. But yeah, so I just want to let you guys know right now, I'm a big basketball fan. I'm a Heat fan. So I mean, this could whatever. But if you see me looking like this, it's because I'm looking at the game. But yeah, let's get started. I'm going to be bringing in my man, the myth, the legend, Mr. FaceTime. What's up, brother?
What's going on, man?
Chilling, man. Chilling. It is like 40 degrees outside where I am. My skin was sticking to me. My clothes were sticking to me.
I hope your skin was sticking to you.
Like it was, dude, so humid. Like you couldn't, like you could see the humidity everywhere. Like on the escarpment here, it was just crazy.
Yeah, I believe it. It was hot as hell here today too.
East Coast, man. Hey, but it's better than shoveling. So
sure.
Keep that in mind.
Right.
And we're in 2 places where like there's a lot of snow. So I'll take this any day of the week. All right. I'm excited to bring in this, well, both of them, but like coming up third here, he's going to be with us. And I wish I could have done it like in a cooler way. Like, you know how rappers do, they give chains and stuff. This guy is going to be joining us for the foreseeable future. He's been doing stuff on previously on with Mr. Key Issues, Hyper Combo, and Mr. FaceTime. So we decided to kind of give him, a spot here. And I look forward to talking comics, him catching me slipping on a character that I mispronounce from time to time. But I'm proud to introduce Mr. Black Crown Comics.
Is that me? That's me, Black Crown. What's up, guys? Doing good?
You don't know who it is?
No, you're on. You're in.
You're talking sports. You forgot to mention my boys Italy. They won today. They knocked out Spain. I know.
How's that hockey team doing?
We won. The Montreal Canadiens won.
Oh man. Oh,
I don't think they're going further though, man.
We probably should have talked sports before I agreed to have you on. Jeez. Okay. Well, we're talking hottest comics of June, and I was saying in the background, it's always interesting and it's always fun to actually have these conversations because sometimes people forget. Oh shoot, that comic did come out this month, and you kind of do that game where you're like, oh, was I smart? Did I have FOMO? Did I stack it? Did I sell it? All that stuff. It's always interesting to see, I always talk about this, right? If you own a book, you kind of have that tunnel vision. So it's always nice to get different insight, right? So for today's show, we got Face, myself, Black Crown, and our 4th panelist to give us some insight is our special guest today. Ladies and gentlemen, have the Coronas going, have the popcorn warm for Mr. Skeef. What's up, man?
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Skeff Comic Knowledge. I am Skeff, and newbie. What's up, buddy? How you doing today?
Oh man, hey, one guy that I was talking sports with was you. So I'm excited. Talking sports, talking comics, things like that. So yeah, man, it's fun, and it's about time we do something. We've been talking and going back and forth for a very long time.
We had a few DM chats here and there about certain big books.
Hey, life happens though, right? So sometimes you get busy and things like that. But yeah, so
happy to be on. Happy to be on.
Yeah, man, for sure. So let's get the show going. Before we do so, we got a few friends that we need to talk about really quickly, and then we can get rolling. Boom, 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 boom. First up, we got Big B Comics. You guys know I rep the one in Niagara. They got 3 stores. Make sure you go check their eBay, Instagram, all that stuff. They got some great stuff over there. Next up, we got my man Jay. He just opened up the flea market. He's got bleekerstreetcomics.com. Use code word newbie10, newbiecomics #1 for 10% off. Go check out that website, guys. He's a really good dude. And if you're in Southern Ontario and need a presser, don't want to go to the GTA, he's got you covered. Next up, we got Shape State Creative. Ask Derek for me, because if you are talking to Derek, you either need a graphic, a logo, a video. He's got you covered. So make sure you guys go check him out. All right. Let's get it rolling, guys. So, hottest comics of the month of June. Man, some of these, though, like I said, you kind of forget that they came out in that month. So it's very interesting to talk about them. I'm interested to see and hear what you guys have to say, because, as guys who buy a lot of comics and things like that, sometimes we snap a book, or we don't buy enough, or we get that FOMO, and then, now you get that fast forward where you're like, oh shit, okay, good thing I didn't. Right? Let's get it going. Actually, hold on. Because Hyper is not on the show, I always forget about not forget, but he's usually the guy who takes care of the chat road call. So let's do that really quickly before we get in. Reno's comic, gold medal. What's up, man? He is back on IG. He took a little hiatus, but he is back. So welcome, brother. Coco. Waiting for my favorite Canadian. Sorry, Roger. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Comic dude. A lot of Canadians in here. Dan, one of my favorite people. I hate that he's holding up that book that I want, but hey,
that's a good book. It's a good book.
Sold Twice. What's happening, man? Sam Rock, our eBay specialist. Empire Comics. Man, there's a lot of Canadians in here. Dale of Suspense. What's up, man? Another Iron Man fanatic like myself. Dave's Collection. Go Lakers. Keys to everything. Shit, your skin doesn't stick, bro. Newbie. No, I messed it up, man. Come on, Mama. What's going on?
What up, Mama?
I like that avatar. Sector 2815. What is going on? 95 in NYC. Yeah, dude, East Coast is getting super hot. It's getting crazy. Miguel, what's going on? Justin, Just Cruz, Joffrey. Man, there is a lot of people in here. Uncle Sith, what's going on? He actually just posted that he was at what's that park that just opened?
He was at Disney.
Disney, man.
Yeah, he was at Disney, man.
Yeah, dude, I was so jealous. I was like, oh man, what the hell?
I lived vicariously through those photos. I was like,
yeah, it's unreal. So if you guys are just joining us, or if you're watching in the rewind and things like that, welcome. We got two special guests. We're gonna be talking hottest comics of June. Always interesting to talk about some of the stuff in the past, because you never know when these books are gonna come back, maybe in the future, or you're gonna use them as firewood. So let's start it off, guys. First book up, we've got Nice House on the Hill. This book has just been
on the lake.
Issue number 2.
On the lake.
On the lake.
Off to a great start. It's gonna be fine.
Hell yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. Everyone should. If someone doesn't know what this book is, I don't know what they're doing.
Oh, dude, I'm still gonna get burned for this. People are.
No, you'll be fine.
I knew this one. Yeah, right here. Yeah. Keys. Yeah. Nice House on the Lake. This thing just blew up. It was crazy. The story is phenomenal. I mean, for what it is, I could totally see it being something in the future. Issue 2 comes out Wednesday. Yep. What do you guys think?
I did a whole video about this on my YouTube channel. I did a whole video covering Nice House on the Lake and all of the covers. It was a book I actually disregarded before FOC because it was a DC Black Label. So I figured it would just be mass produced and something I could find later. Come to find out, they didn't make as many as people thought, and it's creator owned. So James, actually, he owns the creation of that. So it's his. He's just using the DC Black Label kind of like a Vertigo title. So he's just using it to put it out there. But it's a book that I definitely bought like a bunch of copies of, even at like $10 a cover. So I have a few of them, a couple sacks of just cover A and cover B. Not that I think that's a Gallagher cover, the variant. But yeah, it's a great story. I highly suggest you reading it. Issue 2, like I said, comes out tomorrow. But I'm hyped, man. It's really good. It's very different than Something's Killing Children. It's more. It's more like story and mystery rather than just like in your face. I mean, it's in your face, but it's you're definitely layering the story in. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. I like the eeriness as well. You know what I mean? So the story for me is great. I'm sad I missed out on that Gallagher cover. I think that's gonna be the one that everybody's gonna be seeking for sure. But I stocked up like significantly.
I see boys do a stack. Shit.
Yeah, this was one that I was definitely excited about before it came out. And knowing that James Tynion was writing it, and all the work that he's been doing, and how good it's been. But I kind of I'm in the same boat as Skess. I mean, like I definitely grabbed a few copies, but I didn't really like go too crazy on it because I figured with it being DC Black Label that there would be a pretty fair amount of copies out there, and yeah, I mean, either there's just less copies out there than people thought there would be, or people are way more excited about it and are picking it up in multiples. But yeah, it's definitely picking up a little bit of a premium already. So
yeah, and it was actually
another successful book.
It was a book that I still managed to find on the shelves, even within the first like week that it was out.
Yeah,
but then
exactly.
after that, like people just went bananas.
Yeah, this one's interesting. That variant that you guys are talking about, I also think is going to be probably the winner. This thing just exploded, and like Steve said, not a lot of people like that order and that number of how many copies are out there. I think in the future that's going to be something. But like I said when I kicked it off, the adaptation of what this could be and the project that it could be on the big screens is big, and I think it could hit. And I think if you missed out on this one, it sucks. I only got one copy, and I lucked out. But I'm still keeping it because I do think that there is value in it. Stories.
Yeah, no point in selling it. Yeah, don't sell it. I mean, what cover A's are going? What, $15 maybe?
Yeah. So it's stupid. Yeah, to just do all that work for 15. Yeah.
Don't sell it at that point. Just write it out.
Yeah, I remember Ultra Maximus. Shout out Ultra. Ultra. He always says, he goes, newbie, if you can only make $10 or $15 off of it, don't bother. I was like, all right, but if I had 100 copies, I mean, then maybe a little bit different, but hey.
Then you just wait. You just wait it out.
Yeah. But this one definitely hot. I mean, issue 2 comes out tomorrow, so it's gonna definitely be again on people's radar, and just another book, another series that's really hot. And if you do see them out there, pick them up. Yep. Issue 1. Because you never know. And I know it's like a cliche, but you never know where these books are. So, all right, book number 2. We've got Captain America number 16.
Let's see here. This one. Oh, okay. So this is all right. This is an interesting one. This one I actually don't have right now. It's like, what was it like? So for me, I'm never a fan of villains.
Probably like, first of all, the conversation should be, do you believe that Captain America 4 is happening first, right?
Yeah,
I think that's where the conversation should kick off.
Totally. Yeah, totally.
You believe that,
then
this book just went hot right after the show, and people are like, Captain America 4 is happening. It's like, what?
Yeah, Captain America 4 is totally going to happen. Like, I got too much praise from the Sam Wilson. But like for villain wise though, I don't know, man. I would not be going out and looking for copies of this book right now. I would wait it out. But Captain America 4, 100%. Yeah, like that I'm 100% in for. It is. I actually met Mick Foley. We are eerily similar. It's pretty creepy. But yeah, I definitely Captain America 4 is going to happen. It's just like villain wise, I wouldn't pick this up right now.
Yeah, I'm with Skeef on that one. I don't know if that would be the villain. I feel like they have so many other people they could play out beforehand. You know what I mean? So it's a great book, definitely. If you find one, grab it. But I don't see this tying into the movie. If they go with Cap 4, I think it's a little out there.
Oh wow, $1 on that, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like in my area too. Just Cruise is in my area, so if he found it for $1, I'm kind of
hoping
hoping.
out there.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cool minor key to have in your collection. Having the first appearance of Red Skull's daughter. She's played a more significant role in the comics than obviously anything in the MCU, since she hasn't even fucking shown up there yet.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I can't see her holding. I can't see her holding down the whole film as like the main big bad in Captain America 4, even if they did bring her in. I still think she would be kind of like a minor villain or like a henchman or something like that. So, I mean, but I don't, there's no guarantees that she's even going to show up there when they do it. So, it's just one of those books, though. It is cool to have in your collection or anything, but I wouldn't spend a lot of time or energy hunting this thing down. I mean, if you do find out she's gonna, in Captain America 4 and it blows up, then I guess great.
Yeah.
Here's my issue with this book, and it was my issue when I first heard about it. Falcon and Winter Soldier finished the first week of June. Go back, look. That day that show ended, this thing was like the talk of the town. And I get it. People were saying, the character, Sam as Cap was very successful and things like that, and yada, yada, yada. I just think it was very premature to say, yeah, we're getting Captain America 4. Everybody was throwing out their villains of who could possibly be the villain and who could show up, and Chris Evans and blah, blah, blah. And da-da-da. Meanwhile, now, I mean, this book is like a fraction of what it was going for. And I get it. There's FOMO and things like that. But I think it was just very premature to say that this would be it. And here's another thing. And because you've heard me say it, I'm an immigrant. I've got 5 sisters. So, I'm not biased to, having a male or certain, gender, whatever.
Oh, I don't care. Yeah, I'm the same boat. I don't care either.
We just had a show, though, of them basically that Carly was the villain, right? Where it was a female. So, they don't necessarily have to go female-female. They could go another route, go back to a project that they have to do, things like that. Ultron, if you follow that theory, is still out there. Who knows, right? There's a lot of possibilities. I just think this one's premature, and it's too early. If you're counting on this one to be $1,000 book, I don't think you're going about it the right way. Is it a good book to have in your collection? 100%.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Is I just think it's way too premature. I don't know. It's out there. Story wise, Falcon this. I don't know.
Oh, shoot, we just lost Keith.
Oh.
Big shout out to the guy. Yeah. He's celebrating the win. Yeah. Okay. Congratulations. All right. So let's see what the next book is here. Next book. Well, hold on. We got to bring in our special guest here.
Sorry about that. My bad. I apologize. It was just
no. It's all good. It's all good.
You guys sound so much better. You guys were sounding like scary monster villains. I'm like, why do they sound like scary monster villains? It's like Charlie Brown. I'm like, what is happening? That's got to be on my end.
I'm sad we don't sound that way anymore.
Now you sound less scary. I'm like, am I losing my mind?
I might have made the show better.
Just like, oh God, I'm dying. Oh man,
on the list is something that everybody has been going crazy about. It's kind of cooled off, but we got Spider-Man Annual #1. Obviously, it's the first appearance of Sinister Six. Everybody was waiting for that, the rumored trailer and things like that. The trailer to drop, It is what it is.
I mean, I'm a buy on this book if I could find it. I could and it's not just for the rumor of the trailer. If you're a Spider-Man fan, this is just it's a big book. Like you have on here, right? The 0.5 selling for 1,400 Canadian. That's still technically that's still in the realm of affordability because the price is not going. Let's say the trailer doesn't happen. Do you think the price goes down?
No. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no.
So I think this is a buy regardless of the rumor or the trailer, and I think that would just solidify your purchase where you get a better return quicker. Otherwise, this is a great book to pick up. If I go to shows this year, I will look for 0.5 copies because I can afford that.
Where are you on that heroes versus villains? Because I think the thing that really throws a lot of people off especially with this one, right?
Yep.
Is the fact that like you can't really carry on this team very long, right? So I think that, like a lot of people might have that fear of like, okay, if I do go deep in this, right? Like, how long is it going to be hot for, right?
And that what's the thing, right? Because like this book is what 1960 something, right?
Yeah, I think 63, 64.
Right. So like it's old enough where now like it's like old enough to like stabilize regardless of hero versus villain spec. You know what I mean? They're such iconic characters that like it's different than like the Red Skull daughter, right? Like there's no ebb and flow. Like this book is this, and I'm just gonna keep doing that, and you know what I mean. So like old school villain spec is cool, right? Like Doc Doom, Sinister Six, like Magneto, like those a staple old school ones that when they die, they 100% get reincarnated. Like these are one of the very few villain specs that I'm just like, yeah, I'm in for this one. Like, there's only 10 I can think of, but like, yeah, this is one of them I would be into for villain spec. Normally, I try to avoid it just because villains are not what you go to see the movie, right?
It's true.
For me, this is zero spec buy. This is a must own for myself. I'm a huge Spidey fan, so I mean that's like a personal grail for me right there. So, I mean, one day, I'm gonna have to sell probably like in order to like own one copy.
No, you do get that 0.5. Get what you can afford, man. Get that 0.5 copy, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Low grade is better than no grade.
Guaranteed, man. But that's what I'm saying. Is for me, just the Sinister Six owning that, like that's huge. You know what I mean? So forget the spec. It's just the beauty to own.
Yeah, well, I think one of the cool, the most interesting things about this book is that there's not an actual single first appearance in this book, and it's at the price it is. I mean, yes, the first appearance of that team, but you've seen all these characters before and everything. They're just coming together. Yeah. So we're really not getting anything new, but it still, commands that price because it is so iconic and such a, a classic villain team. Yeah, like these guys have said, it's villain spec that you don't have to worry about, depreciating after the movie's over or whatever, because it's a Sinister Six, it's the biggest, some of the biggest villains that Spider-Man's ever going to face. So you can't go wrong with it.
Honestly, this was one of my favorite books. I always go back. I always tell stories about the cons here. And I remember it was this one in Fantastic Four, #4 that I was specifically after. And I remember going to these cons being like, okay, I got the money here. I'm going to buy them. And then I chickened out. So I regretted not buying, but I could have got like a 4.0 like back in like 2013. I think it was for like $550, somewhere around there. So like that's very affordable. For
hindsight is always 2020. Never, you know what I mean? It's like right now. So here, so if on eBay right now on eBay, a 0.5, $675 US.
So that's like $4,000 Canadian, man.
Yeah.
How much, man? It's not that. I was gonna say, I'm like, I think
that's not bad though.
I'm kidding you.
It's not bad
though. Like
that's not bad at all.
Not too bad.
That's like less than one something children #1 in a 9.8.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And what is always the important part too, right? Like, and I always try to view it from like a new collector or like somebody coming into the community like for the first time, is the fact that this is. I don't know if you want to say like this is the perfect time to buy it, but like at the same time, like where this book was a month, like 3-4 weeks ago, with the height, with the heat rather, and the hype, it's not the same as it is right now. Even though like some of us might think like, hey, yeah, like they're coming, it's eventually going to happen. It's a great book to have. What you would have paid for it 3 weeks ago is now what you're paying for it now. You're buying it on the low, right? So it's a good time.
Pick it up. Buy this. Yep, good book to pick up now.
I think this one will heat up once that Spider-Man trailer comes, but I don't think that Spider-Man trailer's coming like soon. Like I don't. Like they still got to come out with another Carnage one. They still got to come out with another Eternals one to save that movie thus far, because that trailer was just terrible. And I have hopes that it's going to be better, because I do believe in that movie, but like that one's got to come out soon. Maybe we'll get it after this week because Black Widow comes out Friday, so who knows? But I know a lot of people are hanging on to the Spider-Man thing because they think this team is going to show up, and if it does, this book will explode like crazy.
Yep. It's a good pickup. Get this book.
All right. Hopefully I didn't misspell any other books on this list. Okay.
Oh, I hope you did.
Me too.
I'm like nervously like trying to go.
I'm just looking. I'm like, all right, let's find the error in the
right. Where's Waldo?
All right, guys. Next book, hottest books of June. We've got Future State, Wonder Woman #1, and there's been a lot of arguments about her first appearance. This is actually Yara Flora first appearance.
So this is it. This is the actual not the cameo of Dark Knight's Death Metal 7, right? So this is the book, right? We all agree that this is the book to pick up, right?
Yep.
Okay. So it's interesting, right? So everyone knew when this came out, everyone knew that like, okay, she's on the cover. This will be a hot book. And it came out and it was a hot book. And then it wasn't for a long time. And then now all of a sudden it just picks up again on for no reason almost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like people realize like, oh wait, yeah, this is a thing that should be a thing that should be in the future, right? So at the end of the day, I only have, I think, maybe like 6 or 7 of these copies when I picked it up when they came out, and I just never moved them. So I still have them. Yeah. Like, I'm still holding them. I'll put it this way: the prices they're at now, I'm not going to sell them. I'm just going to see what happens.
I think it's just a prime example as to how long it really takes us to read our books, right? Because we're so behind on our previous stuff. You know what I mean? But I'm all in on Yara, man. Second it dropped, I was like, you got to pick these up. Totally.
Right. It's a good pickup. It just
for
is.
Sure.
It's a no-brainer. They're like $5, right, when they came out.
Yeah,
exactly.
Just pick them up, man. It's worth the risk.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely grabbed a few. Grabbed a couple of the variants and everything like that. It's a new character that people jumped on because obviously they took a liking to her right away and everything like that. So it's pretty likely that they'll probably do something with her in the future. I think there's already been talk of some plans to give her a TV show or some shit, which, I mean, maybe it's a little early. Maybe they want to get some, stories behind her first or something. But,
no, it's DC. They'll
not having the stories gives them some freedom. Yeah, I mean, it does give them some freedom too with the characters. So, it's hard to say what route they'll go with it, but yeah, it was definitely worth picking up, especially when you could grab it for cover price, anything like that. So,
and also they can be found. I don't know about you guys up north, but here in the States at our Walmarts, these were actually first print cover A's. They were at Walmart was having it was like a 3-pack or a 5-pack of comic books, and they were a DC pack, and that was in the packs. Yeah. It's like a 3 to 5 pack.
In the DC packs, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like $10 US for the 3 to 5 pack of comics. So every time I go to Walmart, I was just like, okay, cool, take that with me. Have a great day.
Yep.
That's the one thing. Here in Canada, we don't get the Walmart stuff, right? Like the variants.
We just started.
Well, did we?
Yay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Some of them.
I'm gonna have to check. Here's the thing with this. I had 3 copies. I did not believe. And I never try to, shit on anybody's parade. I didn't believe in the news or the alerts that came with the other one. It's always kind of one of those things where, if you open the book, you can kind of see it. So this was the book, better cover. She's on the cover. I always say, I grew up in a Latin country. I grew up watching Latin shows. So, here in North America, when kids are watching shows, it's a little different than when we watch shows. We watch shows I learned my ABCs from Shusha, who was wearing basically a bikini, big breast, blonde.
That sounds amazing. I would have learned my ABCs in a heartbeat.
What are we doing?
Why are we not doing
A,
that?
B, C, D, D, D.
Some of you might be like, what are you talking about? What does that have to do with it? Well, this is a Brazil. Yara is the Brazilian Wonder Woman. So you're going to get that culture, I think, that South American one. It's going to have that edginess to it. I think it's going to be really popular. I think it's going to hit, obviously, more on the male side than female. But I think it's going to be a success. I think they really do have something here.
Oh, yeah.
And, sometimes sex sells. And, I'm not saying it's going to be an R-rated show or anything like that. But, if she does have a show, again, the edginess, just the culture that you have to bring into it. I mean, I got a few Brazilian friends and things like that. So if they do it properly, if they do it like that, I think they could have a really nice product, 100%. And I think that if you have a few copies of this, it wouldn't be a bad time to, you know, this is probably the best time to like kind of send it off to CGC if you bought it for cover, because by the time you get it back, it's still gonna be like not sought after. So like you're ahead of the game already, right? So
but I do find it's rather quick. Like rather quick for people to be like specking that there's gonna be a TV show already and stuff like that. Like, yo, how many books in now?
I think
it's the same with Punchline, right? I mean, like Punchline came out. And then like 2 weeks later, everyone's like, "Oh, there's going to be a movie." It's like, I don't think it works that way, but
right.
Hold up, I have to ask a question though, because I know the series that she's in now is Wonder Girl. How old are they portraying this character as? Anyway, because I'm a little behind on reading the series, to be honest.
So that's what happens.
I don't think we got an age. You know what I mean?
That might be a concern for how much the sex is going to sell on this one. So
she's probably just a couple centuries, like young couple centuries, right? No big deal.
You guys remember? Okay, so I started watching like The Simpsons, like old school Simpsons, and like not to say it's like a late one, but like when The Simpsons go to Brazil, same thing happens to Bart. Bart starts watching the TV, and it's like this like their breath, and like Bart goes, "What are you watching?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm learning how to speak Brazilian." And they're like, "Hey," and like she's in a bikini. That's similar to like how I grew up, like with my education. So
it sounds amazing.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. How big of a future do you guys see this character having?
Oh, I definitely see a big future, but just we let it develop. You know what I mean?
I don't trust DC. I don't trust DC to build a foundation for characters that are this epic. That's just my opinion.
I agree. I get where you're coming from. I'm not the biggest DC fan. I'm putting it out there. Like, I read DC, but I don't go bananas over it. They've let me down, and that's probably the main reason as to why. But yeah, I think they see the hype in this one. I don't think they'll let this fail, though. Like, I really think they're going to go all the way.
I hope so.
Yeah. I mean, she's probably got a decent enough future in the comics. Donna Troy has kind of, carried off into her own thing. She's not really Wonder Girl anymore. She's just Donna Troy doing, her shit. So she can obviously slide right into that, Wonder Girl mantle without a problem. And I'm sure that, they'll continue writing some pretty good stories for her. As far as live action, she'll probably have like a CW show that's good for a season or two. they'll stretch it out to 8 and finally fucking cancel it whenever we can't stand it anymore.
We made a mistake.
Yeah, right.
I think the thing with DC and like, I'm with Skeef because like, Face, you've heard me say this. Like, I have zero faith in DC, and it's not, and like BC said, like, it's not the fact that I hate it. Like, I'll read it, I'll pick some stuff up, I'll go watch all the movies, all the shows and things like that. It's just like, when you think that this is going to be a successful product, and when you think, they hype it up so much, like, that's why I'm kind of like nervous for Black Adam. I really am. Like, I feel like they're putting all their chips on Black Adam.
They are. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fine.
And I hope. But like, again, my mind goes into, hey, wait a minute, newbie, it's DC, so like, don't get your hopes up too high, right? But deep down, I think I know that will be successful.
The Black Adam, like the Rock's gonna run for president. I'll totally vote for him, and it's gonna be fine. I will vote Black Adam as president. It's gonna be it's fine.
I mean, I'm sure Black Adam's gonna, it's probably gonna make $1 billion.
I have no idea about Shazam. Shazam could go down the river, but just give me more Black Adam, and I'll be sounds great.
Skeef, do you think
they finished? The Rock just posted a photo this morning. It was like the back of him, like he was like his shoulders with the tights that say like Black Adam on it, and he said, just finished wrapping filming.
So good.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting.
I was just gonna ask if you think The Rock will show up to presidential debates, like fucking ready to lay the
I will 100%. He'll have my vote, absolutely.
Dude,
Rock Nation right here.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if he shows up like with the glasses and he's just like, how he does the storming, like you just walk, like paces himself, and then he's like,
and he has to wear the Black Adam wig. He'll have to wear the wig. The Black Adam wig. He'll have to wear that for the.
Don't forget the. The smell, you know what I mean? It's
so what is up, Swaggle?
I think it's going to be good.
This is a book right here. This is a book. If I was going to buy more copies of, I would wait and pay more for a guaranteed thing. Like I'd be willing to pay more to like once they like, hey, this is legit going to be a thing. All right, and they go to like jump to like 30, then I would pay for them. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like I don't want to pay any extra now.
Yeah. It's like you said though, like with no reason, just strictly spec. People are going out and paying almost $300 Canadian for a 9.8.
Buy the raws.
That's crazy.
I would buy 20 raw copies.
Yep.
And you'll be much better off. They're all going to be. They came out this year. They came out this year, guys.
Yeah, it's crazy. Exactly.
Man, I always tell that to people. I'm like, if it just came out a month ago, why you like just buy a raw? Like it's not going to be damaged that much, right? So.
Right.
All right. Switching gears, and hopefully it's not another DC one. So we got Web Spider-Man 1. This one was
spec of the year.
Dude, this one was like a retirement book. This one was like crazy.
I still don't get it.
Dude, I didn't even know what it was until Face told me about it. Face is like, man, how many copies are you going to buy of it? And I just laughed. I was like, and he's like, dude, it's the first appearance of Harley. And I remember being like Harley what? Like Harley Quinn? And he was like, no, Harley, dude. And then it just clicked. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
My had a ton of them.
Yeah. So what was it here where I found like most people didn't order a random Spider-Man 4-issue series. I found out about it like the Tuesday night. So like not a lot of people ordered here. There's a 1 in 10, I think, ratio variant that's going for a stupid amount of money. But I'll put it this way. I have no faith in this Harley character being a thing in the future. Like, I just don't. Like, there's nothing about that character that, like, oh, the child that was annoying in Iron Man 3 is going to come back in an MCU movie and make a significant difference? I don't think so. I'm not. Listen, I had two copies. They're gone. They're gone. The 125. Thank you. The 125 is a stupid hard one to come by. That one's pretty pricey. But yeah. I see it and I'm just like, no, I could be wrong, but I don't care. Cool.
So I'm actually one of those random guys that buy the 4-issue series of a random Spider-Man. I had it on my pull. I had no idea this was even gonna pick up. I was like, "What the fuck's all the hype about, man?" Like seriously.
Congrats to you, my friend.
Yo, literally, I ended up seeing some LCSs like come release day. It was $20 on the shelf. I'm like, "Are you serious?" Like. We're all gonna spec on this book, but whatever.
Yeah. So I had it on my pull list too. I'm one of those guys, but I get a lot of shit. So and then when I read about the the first appearance in it, of course, I had to mention to my boy Newbie being an Iron Man fan, and I really didn't think it was gonna blow up like it did. Like, I mean, I knew it was gonna be kind of underordered, and people would probably, get a little excited about it being that there's a first appearance. I didn't foresee it hitting like $30.
2 months.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that. But I have no idea what they're doing with this character in the future. As far as the MCU or even in the comics. So,
Listen, here's the thing.
I'm glad I got it.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you told me. So I was able to pick up 4 copies. I sold 3 of them, which if we do the math, I only have 1 left. And I was just keeping it just in case, right? Me being that Iron Man guy.
It's a win. It's a win, regardless. Like you won. It's a win. The one you win.
Yeah. Cover price, sure, why not?
Right? I made out pretty good selling the other 3. But I'm not saying this is a $1,000 book. I'm not even saying this is a $500 book, right? But there's got to be a reason why they brought him in now. Like, there's got to be a reason why he's with, Luna and Riri and all that stuff in that lab. Yeah, like it's just there's got to be something. Like, I'm just thinking, like, if he shows up for whatever reason again in one of those shows, I think people are going to start specking and just go a little cuckoo, and they're going to be like, "Oh my god!" And then
he was in Endgame.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was in Endgame, right? And people just like, cool.
So we'll see. Just Cruz actually.
I hope they do something with him. Oh, sweet.
The actor who played Harley just signed a multi-picture deal with the MCU, just announced.
You're doing bad here.
I always say when people ask me, they're like, man, how do you do some of the like spec or like, you know, when you think about like characters playing, I go, I try to get the information on their contract and how long they're signed for.
Yeah.
Like I did that with Black Knight, you know, Kit Harington, 4 projects. Okay. So what did that make me feel like? Okay. Black Knight is going to be a big thing. So I went and bought my Black Knight for $500. Now my Black Knight is worth $1,800. So
yeah,
sometimes you got to do that, right?
The 125 is nice though. The 120 it helps that the 125 is a Bagley cover. It's a really nice Bagley Spider-Man cover. So like that.
I was gonna say this cover, it doesn't even do anything for me. Like the
Bagley is where the cover's at. Yeah.
But guys, what about that cover B?
Spider-Man cover.
Cover B, that's the one with the building and then it's like the people walking on the street or something, right?
Yeah.
I didn't pick that one up. My shops didn't have that one.
Yeah, and number two for this series is actually kind of blowing up a little bit too.
It is. Yeah, 2 was hard to come by, and then 2 went to a second print.
Yeah. Yep. They both went second print.
Yeah.
Ultra's got some Ultra's saying if they make him Iron Lad.
Well, then what's Ironheart gonna do then?
Yeah.
I mean, she'll just still have her own series. I guess she's got an MC or a Disney Plus series coming, right?
Well, wait. Well, what if Harley helps Ironheart with the Tony Stark technology?
That would be cool,
dude. That's what I've been saying this whole time. That's gonna happen. Like the whole time, if you go back,
she'll need an Alfred. She'll need an Alfred who's been working on the tech since he's been facial hair.
Well, here's the thing. I thought like if you go back to Black Panther, the first one, that building that he creates, it's the end credit scene where they go back to where his uncle died or whatever in Oakland, right? Like they say that he's going to build that. He bought the building. It's going to be a technology, whatever.
Yeah.
From that day, I was like, okay, boom, that's something. And then as things progressed, I thought, okay, I think War Machine's going to be there. He's going to be like the teacher or something there. Riri's going to be there. Luna's going to be there. Like I just thought all these players are going to be there. Shuri's going to be there, kind of teaching or something. Like I just thought all these players and all these characters would be there. And I've said it from the start. Like I think Harley had a few. I think there's no coincidence that that in comics he's now coming out. I think it all adds up to something.
I just want to point out.
Yep.
I just want to point out that Hyper has the comment of the night right now.
What do you have?
There it is.
Just Cruise. Sweet. I can't wait to see which other MCU movie.
See, right? That's why they signed him. Soon, we're going to have so many dead people like Harley. We need you to come in here. Bring your suit. Stand right here. Look sad. Good job.
Right.
All that means that we're going to have 4 heroes that die. 4 heroes are dying, and he's going to be at all of their funerals.
Well, we already got Black Widow. They haven't done her funeral yet.
Right. Yeah. He'll be at that one.
I'm gonna go to a Comic-Con in a black suit when people say, "What are you doing?"
Oh my God, that's a win with a name tag that says, "Hello, my name is Harley." That's it. There's my cosplay. My cosplay for the year.
Nobody take that. That's mine. Okay. No one take.
You got this. I don't think I can pull it off.
Yeah, you got to get rid of the beard, man.
Nope.
Yeah. No way you can let that happen.
No, it's my trademark now.
Jesus. All right, we're saying bye to Harley.
Bye.
And we're jumping into some DC stuff. And I know I'm making my man Face here happy, but we got Nightwing 81, first full and cover appearance of Heartless.
And this came out like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago. Like they were like even like the day they came out, there were 3 covers. There were the cover A, cover B, and like a Pride cover. Mm-hmm. They were just like some shops had them for more money than cover price. Some shops were limited one per like. It's another like DC like villain character that I'm just like, I'm gonna wait 2 months. I'm gonna wait 2 months and see what happens, because like I think I have like 4 or 5 copies of just 81. And I'm just like, we'll just see. We'll see what happens. I'm going to hold on to them. No point in moving them now. But it's just like, it's so hard because like Nightwing's had like Nightwing 78, Nightwing, like, what was it? There was a couple of the Nightwings, like 41 or something like that. I don't know. But there's been like so many weird little like one-offs that are just like, and then like nothing. Yeah. So I'm just going to wait.
I agree. I only ended up scoring one copy. I had absolutely no big interest in it at all, to be honest with you.
That sounds very crunchy.
Yeah.
What were you saying, BC, though? You only got one copy, right?
Yeah. I only grabbed one copy. Like I said, I had very little interest in it, and like Skeef was just saying, Nightwing's notorious for that. Like where there's that big, oh shit, this is a big book, and if
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, see, that's the thing for me on this one is that I think more than the spec on the villain or the Melinda Zuko or the dog or anything like that. One of the things that this series has going for it right now is that it has been such a good read.
Yes.
Tom Taylor's killing it on this series,
and
I think that plays into it. People, Nightwing's not like super popular, super high ordered or anything like that. So, a lot of the comic book shops didn't get in enough of these for, the demand that was met once, people started reading it, found out how good it really was. A lot more people went out and wanted to pick it up too. So I think that's playing into it along with these first appearances. And that should be good for it as far as holding value. As far as the value on the first appearances, man, it's kind of hard to say because we really haven't seen a whole lot from the character yet. Just kind of a vague sort of like what they do. That's really all we've got so far. We haven't got anything behind the motivations or, the identity reveal or anything like that. So, it's hard to put a lot of faith or a lot of, stocking, to the character itself just based on that. But because this is such a good read and such a good run, it's definitely worth it. But there's definitely second and third prints coming out, so people that are looking for it can pick those up too.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
I could care less about Nightwing.
Oh man, you should read his run.
Yeah, I like just the character. I'm not a fan of the character.
Yeah.
I know Hyper was very high on this. He was very high on the story. The art, the writer, everything like that. He was telling me all the time, newbie, get, from 76, I think he was saying, like, hey, pick it up.
Yep.
And I get it. It's just not something that if I buy it and it just sits there and, whatever, it's like, ugh. But,
you just wait. You just wait. You just sit out.
Yeah. So I just chose to sit out on this one. So I have nothing to say about the character. I just, to be honest, I got turned off. I get turned off when, like 6 new characters are coming out every week, and it's like, why are you doing this when they're literally going nowhere? Not to say that Heartless isn't, but you never know, right? So
there's been a lot. Like there's been like the Clown Hunter, like Mighty Molly, Nightwing 78. There's at least it's felt like every time I go to a shop on Wednesday, like, oh, there's a new villain thingy. Okay, cool. Yes, 100% Just Cruise. Like 100%, it's a villain from Big Hero 6.
Right.
But on my end, I started to pick up Nightwing exactly as of issue 78 when they brought Melinda Zuko. So I do agree with Face. The read's good, but again, like this actual character, if we're just speaking about this particular book, like I don't know, man. Like we were saying earlier with Steve, up and down, man. So I don't know. We'll see.
Marvel, covered today, passed on it. Everyone is high on new villains. Absolutely.
There you
go.
Oh man! Oh, do I know? Is that something I don't know about?
No. I made a Dynamite pick of the week once, and it.
I am such a fool. Mighty Molly is the rest. I was just watching wrestling the other night.
Yo, Molly.
No, it's Molly. Well, Mighty Molly was a superhero aficionado.
With the hurricane.
With the hurricane.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Miracle Molly, the character that no one can remember in like 3 months.
Listen, I called her Molly Miracle, so it's okay.
Yeah,
Molly Miracle, Molly.
Whatever the fuck her name is.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Just All right. I think that was the last DC book on the list. But we got a ton of books.
Oh, sorry, I said that out loud.
Well, I say that. I think so. But all right, next book up, and probably one book that is so far away from being attainable to most people. Obviously, people have different financial things, but and I put both of them up here because when people realize that I didn't put the Golden Age one because, like, let's be real. But the, Fantastic Four #4, that one is just getting out of hand. I think a 5.5 actually just sold, or is selling rather, for 14,000. One sold for 12,400 a week ago. So when that happens, what's going to happen? Well, people are going to go to that #1 right there where he's in the Speedo. That one's been heating up. That one's in that $1,200, $1,400 range. You can bet assure that when it is time for a trailer or something Atlanteus is mentioned, both are going to skyrocket even more.
Yeah. It's crazy, right? So, like, it is the whole realm of collecting, right? This is a whole different, like, it's a tier, right? It's like all in tiers, right? So you have this stunning, the cover, I mean, that Fantastic Four cover, it's so good. But the price point, though, right? Like, it's one of the things where, like, which one do you think has more potential going forward if this does happen? And, like, in essence, like, maybe how low of a grade can you get to on that Fantastic Four for the Silver Age appearance? Like, that's, if I was hunting, I would try to find a lower grade Fantastic Four versus the Submariner. Yeah, that would just be my personal opinion. But at the end of the day, it's just like I passed on that book. Actually, I passed on that same CGC 5.5 back in like January. I think someone wanted like 450 for it. And I'm like, I don't want no Speedo Man for 450. I would pass on that. It's because like it's a character that people like. When was the last time anyone cared about Submariner?
Yeah.
Like please, someone help me with that. Like it's a really cool concept. Like Atlantis itself is awesome, but it's just one of the things where I'm just like, if I was gonna have to pick one that I would think would be worth more, it's gonna be that Silver Age appearance.
Yeah.
I really do.
I agree. I'm not gonna lie. On my end, I think it really kicked in after I think it was Endgame where Black Widow references the whole thing.
Earthquakes, yeah.
Exactly. So I was like, oh shit. Okay, I gotta land one now because I'm gonna miss it completely. And guess what? I totally missed it. So
that happens. It happens.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I would totally do the same. If you can score one of these, though, I mean, it's not a bad thing too, right? I like how you rate first solo, kind of.
It's true.
Well, when we get to
100%.
I put that because when I get to talk about it, I'll explain why.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Totally.
I mean, I would be happy to take either one of these books without any, spec basis, just because of what they are and what they signify. As far as Submariner coming to the MCU, it's obviously a character that they want to bring in some form or fashion because it opens up a whole world of storytelling with Atlantis and everything like that. So yeah, and obviously they've hinted at it numerous times in Black Panther and everything else. So it feels like it's only a matter of time before we're going to see Submariner. But yeah, like Steph said, man, he's not really a character that a lot of people, have generally been excited about. I think that people are tending to get more excited about him because of the MCU news.
Yeah.
But regardless, still great Silver Age keys that I would just be happy to pick up regardless.
Yep.
So,
all right, where I'm going to start. Let's start here. Okay. Fantastic Four. I agree with Skeef. This is a beautiful cover. I love
so good.
I've always loved the colors on this. I am outside of Iron Man. Fantastic Four is like my thing. You're talking about the 4th issue with what will be a big character. Very hard to find. I could find this book all day for like $600-700, and I always passed on it like years ago because I was like, no, I don't. It's too much. Now in hindsight, I mean, I'm kicking myself every time I see it. But it's like you said. I would rather almost have a very low grade of that one than a very high grade of the solo one. And here's why. And this is the comment I made, and this is why I put kind of. The argument that you will get from people is the Iron Man and Submariner book is actually predates Submariner 1 and that Iron Man 1. And that a lot of people don't realize that. Some people will say it's a good cover. Some people will say it lacks that it is a good cover, things like that. But people are more generated to go to that Iron Man 1 and this one. However, if you go, if you look at dates, who knows where we'll be in 5 years, 10 years, where people will be like, wait a minute, this predates, and that becomes a thing. So who knows? The other thing that this one has, the cover, is, unfortunately, he's in a Speedo, right? And like, not, make jokes as you will, but there's not a lot of people that want that book on their wall or on their shelf just for that. I mean, it is what it is. The reason that I think, and I'm with Swaggle, he's had no pop culture shine.
None.
They could make this be as big as they want or as small as they want.
Yeah.
I look at what they did with Aquaman because I was skeptical of that. I thought, oh my God, they're going to get this blonde kid in like orange and green tights. They didn't do it that way, right? I don't think that we're going to get Submariner in a Speedo running everywhere and, just hanging out. They're going to probably do something cool with him. So he's going to get that shine. But again, I'm going to go with that Fantastic Four book today in a low grade if I can find it.
Yeah, it'll be it's still interesting, right? At the end of the day, I still think I agree. It's hard though, right? Just like there's a 6-year time difference, right? There's a 6-year difference between when one came out versus the other one. I was looking up on eBay recently, so you can get there's a 1/5 of that Fantastic Four for $2,900 US. So it's like one of the things you're like I think it comes down to like census, like how many of those Fantastic Fours are actually graded compared to that Submariner #1. You know what I mean? So it just, and also
I see Submariner 1 all the time though, like in shops, in collections, things like that. You never really see that Fantastic Four #4.
And wait till the Fantastic Four hit the screen.
Oh yeah.
Then you get like two edge, you get like both on the same cover. Like I'll be hunting for that a low grade, like a 0.5 of that Fantastic Four all day. Like that's what I'd hunt down, that 0.5 copy. Give me one with half the cover ripped off. I'll take that all day.
And if you've ever seen that cover and you're in person, in face, or you own like even a 4.0 or higher, that book is so beautiful, so beautiful.
It is.
I really hope they get Luke Evans to play Namor.
Dude, yes.
He would be fucking perfect.
Yes.
Like he's got the perfect demeanor,
They had that
perfect
other guy.
look. Who?
I thought they casted that. I thought he was like a mixed guy or something.
Oh, yeah. I thought he was Indian.
I thought, yeah,
but
he was
in somebody already.
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh well, shit.
I posted about it. I posted about it like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, so. Newbie, I saw that. I saw when you posted about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, can I ask anybody on this panel own either of these books?
No.
No, actually, I do not own either one.
I almost got the Submariner #1, but I didn't like the cover that much. I just said no.
I was passing it, like you said, I was passing it like 6 months ago. 5.5 is graded for like $200-300 Canadian here because I was like, I don't know, it's not something that. And then, surely enough, I think they were selling at the height of that news for like $1,000, 5.5, 6.0. So
Namor does have like a strong niche fan base too, though. He's got like a group that just fucking supports him, and and they do so vehemently.
So it's rumored. It's still not confirmed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a rumor. I think his name is.
Well, damn, I was really hoping for Luke Evans.
It was Tanakh Huerta, I think, is his name. Yep, there it is.
Gosh, I was really hoping for Luke Evans.
So damn, everyone. I own a nice Fantastic Four #3.
Boo! That's not the 4. Get out of here.
But do you own Tales of Suspense 39, Dan?
The Fantastic car, or is it the new costumes? I forget. It's one of those two. I remember that's like the importance of that issue.
It's a car.
Oh yeah, I was just reading it the other day.
It's a car. Yeah.
I was reading it the other day. Yeah.
I pulled it out of my collection, took a flip through it.
Jeez. All right, let's get into something that is going to be or was. And if you haven't watched the show, I mean, you've had like 6 days. Okay,
it's so good. It's so good.
This is
man.
This is one of the hottest comics of June. We got Fantastic Four #353, which was a book you could basically pass up in any dollar bin before.
Yeah,
man. It's like, he's so right. Like how, like at the end of the day, like it's one of the things like I had no idea. Like you just like, oh, this is gonna be in there. And what issue is it? And you're just like, oh, I could probably find these at shops. And then Owen Wilson's just nailing this. But the trick is that at the end of the day, like it's cool. It's kind of like if Phil Coulson had a first comic book appearance, right? Like it'd be kind of around that same concept, right?
Yeah.
So I don't see myself spending 1,200 Canadian.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like I'm like no, like Mobius lived or like right, like
hell yeah,
he had that Phil Coulson like warm heart, like dude. I just want to see him in a jet ski. Give me Mobius on a jet ski. Give me that meme, and I'll be so happy. You know what I mean? But like,
dude, I just thought of a great T-shirt idea, like him on a jet ski.
Oh shit!
But you will not see my ass spending like 80 Canadian on this book. There's no way.
Yeah,
I'd rather spend money on Kid Loki or the Lady Loki rather than Mobius. I love Mobius. He's so cool, but I'm not spending money on you.
Yeah, no, I think 1,200 Canadian. That's absolutely wild. I had no idea that's what it's going for right now, so this just blew my mind. But yeah, and like Newbie said, this is a book that like you easily pass right in those bins. You're just like, oh, okay, whatever. But it's Fantastic Four, and then Loki show comes out, bang! This thing's at 1,200. I'm blown away.
But the reason why though, you want to know why it's so expensive at a 9.8? Guess how many are graded on the census?
Oh, no idea.
In a 9.8, 37.
Oh, damn.
So because it's a book that's worthless. So give it 6 months. You'll just see the price start going that way as more people get it graded. Because it's a book from 1991.
That's wild.
It's a 1991 book. There'll be more than there'll be a bunch. People like, look what I found in my back unit, whole case of them. Yeah. So give it time if you want a 9.8 in this book. They're just it's so expensive because there's no 9.8s out there. No one got this book graded.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I like this book. I picked it up before the series began for way less than that. I think I got a raw copy for like $20.
Yeah.
And I mean,
that's high,
what's that?
I would say like even that's a little high, like before the show.
Yeah, like I mean it was like a couple weeks before the show, so it was already starting to go up, you know.
Yeah.
But I felt like that was an okay price for it. I didn't want to go much higher than that. I damn sure wouldn't go $1,200 for a 9.8. That's fucking insane.
Right? They're all just waiting. You're like, all right.
Yeah, like I was cool with 20. I was like, okay, that's not too horrible. I understand. I'm getting it, a little bit late in the game, a couple weeks before the show. So all right, I'm paying that price.
You got one.
I think the coolest thing about this book is the fucking barcode box.
Because he's on the cover, right? That's him.
Yeah, like that's the coolest thing about the book is the barcode box to me. Yeah, that's pretty high. And Owen Wilson is killing the character. You could see, he's got that kind of that Agatha Harkness effect, where we're kind of hoping to see him in more projects in the future. And even if we do, I still think that's kind of a high price for it. So
this book, like I said, was and I don't like to repeat myself, but like I am a big Fantastic Four fan, and like I could assure you, these were everywhere. I personally think. Well, here's the question I think we need to ask ourselves is like, and we'll probably find out tomorrow, right? Is he really dead? Because I mean, he got the same treatment as Loki, but then Loki at the end of the show was still alive. So like, what's going on, right?
None of them are dead. Yeah, none of them are dead. They're all get sent to a different realm. They actually never die.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, and I just thought, okay, well, they would have to carry on in these next two episodes. Like they have to carry on something of this character in order for him to stick around.
I don't think technically he can have a variant. He can have a variant.
I feel like you could legit find this in dollar bins too, though. Like if you really went searching for it, you could probably find it in dollar bins.
Yeah, easily. But I just think that this book is gonna like go down very much. So like if you're like, I love this character, oh my god, like I feel like you should wait a month. You'll be able to find it way cheaper. I think at the end of the day, the only people that are gonna have this in their thing is like A, if you're finishing or wanting the whole Fantastic Four run, or B, if you are a big Human Torch fan, because it's a very sick.
Yeah, it's a dope Torch cover.
Yeah. Other than that, it's going to be one of those books. I just don't see it having that 12. I don't think it's going to be at a $1,200 for much longer.
I can't see it sustaining that, man. That's crazy.
Give it 6 months. 6 months.
I wouldn't even pay 200 Canadian for a 9.8 for this book.
But I'm with Skeef, man. Like he was saying earlier, like it's like buying, like spending so much on a Coulson book or a Maria Hill, like Marvell was saying. It's just, I don't know. I think that's way too much.
Yeah, I think this book is going to have the same effect as like Fantastic Four 94.
Yeah.
You know, what was the one in Captain? The Torres stuff for you know, Captain America and Winter Soldier, like all those, like they had their thing, and then you know, which who knows, maybe this is the time to buy, or it'll be the time to buy it, right? Because that's the key. You always want to buy low. That's
wait till the show's over. Wait till the show's over, and we'll get to the back from UGC and see what happens.
Exactly.
All right, and you know, I just want to point out, like, I hate how like they're making all these Fantastic Four books go up and then they just go down. Like, you know, pick another series. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's the cycle, though. It's going to happen again. It's not going to be the last time you'll see this from these books.
Yeah. No. All right. Next book.
Ooh.
Venom number 9.
My boy, Dill.
Let's start the conversation.
Yeah, man.
So I am going to be buying 5 copies of that tomorrow from a friend of mine.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, he was we were both heavy on the Venom Realm, and I if you guys don't watch my channel, I'm heavy on Null. I still have all my Null books graded. Didn't sell any of them. But no, I'm not going to. I think 8 of them now. I don't know. But the Venom 9 is really cool. I like the Venom 9. I like Venom 7. I think they both
The Vin Diesel memes are just out of hand. Like, it's just
for family. But yeah, like, speaking of family, let's talk about this family. But essentially, right? So Dylan's gonna take over. Al Ewing's gonna write the series, and like, we'll just see what happens with the series. Like, it's just gonna, like, remember when Flash took over for Venom during that time in the day? You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's just, I think it's gonna like, I'm just holding on to it at this point. Like, the book died at a little value, and I sold a couple of my extra copies. Way too cheap, like 5-6 months ago, but they're still worth more than I paid for them. But I still think it's a really cool character. It's not going anywhere, and I would just, at this point, like, if you have it, don't just see what happens. You know what I mean? Like, but make a profit. They're stupid expensive right now, though. They're insanely high right now. Especially that 1 in 10, that 1 in 10 ratio variant. I have 2 of them.
Yo, you killed it.
Yeah.
I know for a fact, like, I'm not selling these copies. Sincerely, like, I'm a big fan of Dylan. I'm loving the story as to where it was going, the whole Codex stuff. I really hope that whatever we get as the next arc, they absolutely blow it out the water, because the build-up was solid for Dylan. And I said this in previous shows as well. I really hope they continue to develop the future with the kids and stuff like that. I keep bringing up Franklin Richards. I really am.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping.
We gotta get Reed first.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Is like, we're already getting him. We got a glimpse of it right at the end of Venom 35. So this is a good opportunity to set up, you know, Dylan Franklin. This is a good time.
Yeah.
That's my spec there. But Dylan, 100%. I'm all in. I've got all my copies. I'm happy as shit. If you got him, hold on.
Yeah, I mean, see, the thing is, like,
I really should do that. I should do that so badly.
Yo, I know a place that's selling. I got a shop here. It's selling that a 1.5 for, I think it's 1,800 Canadian.
Really?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, wait, a 1.5 of what?
Of 83.
Are you serious? You need to send me the information on that shop.
Right?
Yeah, I can.
1,800 Canadian.
Yeah.
He's sending me transfer. Look.
Yeah, that's not bad, bro.
I want it.
I
sell all my Venom 9s right now. I changed my mind.
Yeah, I can send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me, please. Oh my God, send me that information.
Yeah,
but yeah, as far as
if you're interested in it's still there, I can, like, it's close
That's
to
only
me. So
$1,400 US.
Yeah, I can purchase it for you.
It's not bad.
All right, I'll message. I'll actually, I'm going there tomorrow, so I can.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Is this the first transfer?
The guy got 83, 85, and he got one other one, like Thor related. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I think he's got, I think he's got like a 6.085 for.
I can't afford that.
I
can't.
Yeah, that was definitely gonna be higher.
Yeah,
I think it could be more.
I want that. All right, I'm sorry. To move on.
Yeah, we'll talk. Please go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, as far as Venom 9, see, like this is an interesting one because obviously the question has come up as far as Dylan, you know, like what's the book to have? Is it Venom 9 or is it that new Venom 200 where he takes on the symbiote? And I don't think that's even really a question because like Dylan has had, you know, he's had some longevity before, you know, this whole change in his character. And Dylan had powers, you know, before he took on the Venom symbiotes.
Yep.
So, you know, no matter what they do with him in the future, whether, you know, he stays Venom or even if he, you know, doesn't stay Venom, you know, he's still got those powers. So I still feel like he's going to be a significant character in the Venom universe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, obviously these books are coming in a really high price right now because, you know, it looks like he's taking on the role of Venom for at least the foreseeable future. It's definitely going to be interesting to see what Al Ewing is going to do. I love him as a writer, so you know I can't wait to see his take on Venom. But yeah, I would hold on to these for now and just definitely see what direction it's going to go.
Oh man, I hate this cover. I absolutely
so bad.
Yeah, it's so bad. I've always said
4 different covers for this book. There's
Yeah,
like 4 different cover 9s.
There's the monkey one too, like the Planet of the Apes one.
Fantastic Four homage.
Yeah, I'm like, oh god. I've always said
have the second print.
Yeah, if they would have switched it, so I like number 7 better, and I get it, it's the cameo, it's not as sought after, but like I've always liked that cover way better.
Donnie Cates said it was 7,
but it's a cameo.
Yeah, Donnie Cates always said like 7 was the book. I thought
cameo.
Oh, he said okay.
That's what it's like known.
Who cares what the fuck Kate says anyway? The market determines the market determines the shit.
This is true.
That's always been like my thing against this one. It's like just the cover. I've always wanted it. I should have bought it when it was on the low, like 2 months ago, like even a month ago, and then it exploded again. I'm probably just gonna, unless it comes in my way at a good price, forget it. It's not gonna happen. And yeah, number 7 did have a secret tongue variant. I posted one. I found one last summer actually. Sold it too quick, but yeah. But other than that, yeah, I agree with BC. I mean, I think the kids are the future. So I mean, this isn't a bad play to get into. Like, when you think of Franklin, this one, Laura, being Wolverine, that, like all of that. I just think the kids, Young Avengers, things like that, not bad plays for a future spec.
Yeah, and actually, I wanted to clarify. Marvel did say in chat that he lost his powers in Venom 5 or Kingdom Black 5, which is true. But yeah, I mean, he did have those powers before, and who knows what they're going to do with them in the future. I still feel like even without the powers, he's going to play some kind of a role. Like even if he's not going to be Venom, being Eddie's son, he's just. I can't see it. I can't see them fridging him.
Guys, I say he totally gets it back. Don't forget that Eddie now can connect to all of the symbiotes except Dylan. So you know what I mean? I think that's a huge thing. But he's definitely going to get those powers back.
Yeah, it feels like they got to do something there with him.
Yeah. All right, we got 6 books left to talk about, guys. Hopefully the popcorn is warm. But let's stay on Venom real quickly. So we got Venom number 35.
My bad.
First appearance.
Fuck that up.
Rock as Venom. Yeah, I fucked that up big time. Listen, this cover, I went on to say that this was going to be like Spider-Man 700, right? Yep. I think it will one day. I actually just saw a 9.8 of that Spider-Man 700, and I think the guy was asking like
somewhere.
$500 or something like that. Damn, you have that signed?
It's double signed. I have 3 of these. 9.8 double signed.
Claim.
Right? Like, I got these. Yeah. I actually, you know what's crazy? So remember how when the book, this like book he like it was a month ago, right? Someone on Instagram messaged me like, Skeff, do you have a Venom 9 for sale? Like, I do. I have a 9.8 double signed. He wanted to like buy it off me, but he said the price is just a little too high. And then I'm like, oh wait, they doubled in a week. So I'm like, I'm glad I didn't sell it.
Yeah, right.
Jeez. Damn. This is the only cover I got for this book. Was this one right here? That's it.
I didn't order any of them.
I got every fucking cover, including the
wow.
wow.
Wow. Deep,
fucking
Mr.
hard.
Deep Pockets over here. Aren't
Yo.
they a $10 cover price
Yeah,
book?
they were $10.
Yo.
Like,
So
like
I'll be honest with you. What I did to get the 1 in 50, I ended up like,
We don't want to know,
copies.
yeah,
ordered
I
50
buddied up. I
copies.
buddied up with a few people to hit the 50 copies, and
You got it for
I
what
also
price?
pre-sold some, but
Yeah.
I made sure to keep one of each. That's all I wanted. So I got one of each. I got my Campbell. I was happy.
What's the 1 in 50 look like?
Shit, I think I have it here somewhere.
Oh, wow. Wait, wait.
I'll get it. I'll get it.
Okay,
I don't think
all
I've
right.
seen the 1 in 50.
I don't think I've seen it either.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Well, yeah, I mean, Venom 35. It's a cool issue.
I'd rather
I
get the
love-
second print.
What's that?
I'd rather get the second print.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
second print looks pretty cool too. I'm
yeah.
gonna pick that up too. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I did pick up a few of the covers. This was one of them. I'm a big fan of the Mr. Garson collage covers.
They're nice.
So I pick them up every time I see them.
They're really nice.
You know, and there was a couple other ones that I picked up. I did not pick up all of them.
I picked up 2.
I think I got 4. All right, BC, you got the 150?
Yeah, I got it right here. But I think Skeef, didn't he want to see it?
Oh,
He just disappeared.
yeah.
All right, well, there it is. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Skeef, I got you, Skeef.
He's back.
Sorry, I apologize. So that's the 1 in 50.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty badass. I don't.
But
blame
if
you.
I'm not mistaken, that's like you got Eddie, you got Spidey, and you got Dylan.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I don't blame you for doing it.
Damn.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I just
mean, $10 a book. That's the only reason I got only 1 copy.
Yeah, I bought 2. I bought 2 and I got them for like 25% off, and I still only bought 2. It's like who was talking about the? He left. I did. I left to go buy it. I was like, how much is the ticket to Canada right now?
Yeah, that jock
maybe
cover was
I'm
dope,
staying
too.
with you, but the jock cover is nice. It was
Yeah.
just there's like, but the Amazing Spider-Man like 700, like that finally is worth a little bit of money. But it's
Yeah.
just like it took forever. Like it's really hard for these
Oh, yeah.
$10 books. to,
But
like,
yo, do you think the Amazing Spider-Man 700 is worth what it's worth because of the cover or the story? Because the story was fire, man.
I think it's because of the story.
Yeah.
I really because of the better 700, the wraparound USADA cover.
Yeah.
That's a better 700 cover.
I agree.
So,
I mean, of
it'd be a good
700, I like
story
to.
in a good cover as well, though. Like I thought it was just great. Like
Yeah.
that was like kind of the first time I saw a cover like that, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's actually pretty dope,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
It's really clever.
of 700, I like the collage cover. I mean, that's,
oh, the collage cover is nice.
Yeah,
It's just there's nice covers. They're all $10. I'm just like,
Yep.
but it's like regardless, even if it's the first appearance of him as Venom, people are gonna want his first appearance where he's on the cover, which would be this book, the second print. And then we go back to the whole Venom #3 third print issue, right?
Right.
Like,
You're
hey,
right.
he's on the cover. That's more important, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you would think so.
you got an argument there, yeah, and that's what people will say afterwards, right?
Yep.
Right? Like, who's gonna like honestly? What shops are gonna still have a bunch of these lying around and order more second prints?
Right.
Yeah, you're true. You're true. Well, let's get off the symbiote train
Woo-hoo.
and
Oh, yes.
and,
Oh.
it's Straight Dogs
Choo-choo.
#1.
This is my shit.
So this is funny. You know how we have FOMO and we shouldn't buy things on the impulse,
Yep.
and we shouldn't listen to what other people talk about spec-wise, right?
Yep.
Do
Yep.
your own research.
Yep.
I legitimately broke all those rules while watching my own video while I was editing it, and I bought 5 copies of this book raw, #1.
Yeah.
Well, you weren't wrong for that.
Yep.
So I dropped a new video all about this series because I finished it. Like 5 came out, I read it all, and I'm just like, I got to do a video. I have to talk about this.
Yep.
And the prices don't make any sense. But I did. I ended up mid-editing of that video. I saw an Instagram post, someone selling 5 of them raw, and I'm like, I will take all 5 for this price. I'm like, sounds great. I'll take them all.
Wow.
So it's just, I think it's interesting, right? So it talks about how it was like optioned before it even came out, right?
Yep. Yep.
People love nostalgia, homage, and swipe covers. And who doesn't want to root for a dog?
Right?
You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
who
fuck
doesn't
cats. Fuck cats.
want... right? And, like, it's so interesting because the story's so... It's like, I don't want to say it's simple if you haven't read it yet.
Yeah.
It is a pretty simple 5-issue stories, right? There's a murderer and there's dogs, and then the story ends, and you're like, what's gonna happen now? And it's just it's just interesting. Now, by God, I ain't paying no. If you have that on there, so 9/8 are going for like $4.50.
Yep.
Don't pay for a 9/8 in this book.
No.
Like, please don't. But I think the book has potential because we're still rating for. There's going to be a free comic book day, right? A free comic book day tie-in called Dog Days, right?
Yep.
And we'll see if there's going to be, and there's already going to be fourth print number 1 tomorrow, and then second print of 2, 3, and 4 tomorrow as well, right?
Yep.
So like everyone's going to pick all those up, and those are going for stupid. Like it's just too much now, but we'll see how much it stays once they stop reprinting them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fourth print comes out tomorrow. But dude, guys, this book came out in February. I did a video about this. This came out in February. It's not old. You can still find them, but don't buy a 9/8 price, please. Don't do that.
I don't know if you'll still find them in shops because obviously shops have definitely gotten smarter. They know the specs now. I
can't find any.
Exactly. Yeah. But I was actually having this conversation prior with a group of friends prior to the show, to be honest, and I was saying, I'm like, yo. If we're gonna have this conversation about hold or sell, sincerely, if I see 9/8 going at $600, I am definitely sending my copies. Yeah. I want them back ASAP. Might not happen with CGC, but sell. For me, $600. I'm gonna take that money. We'll buy myself the key that I actually care about. Yeah. Because, like you said, story's good, but like. It's a basic story. It'll pull some heartstrings. Issue 3, I'm still crying, but
dude, oh my God,
yeah, 100%. But I think it's way too fast. Like it's been out since February. People are going bananas over it. Great, it's a good series. I'm not knocking it, but it's again way too fast. The jump is insane. I don't know if it's gonna be a.
Oh, that's interesting. $7 buy-in per store. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
So the acetate is that's a good one. That's a good one. Damn, but man, if you have 9/8, I mean, dude, it's hard to say because most people that I know that have them, when I post the video, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I picked it up when it came out. I picked it up when it came out." I'm like, "Well, good for you guys. 100%. Like, go make your profit."
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Or if you really love it, hold it. But like I'm gonna send my if the 5 I'm coming in, I'm gonna send them all to the CGC signing.
But you see, there was talks of it getting optioned prior to its release, right?
Yeah, by Paramount.
But is anything confirmed yet?
Yeah.
It's been confirmed?
Well, I mean, it's been confirmed since before they bought it. Like, they're going to do something with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's very, a la, like I mentioned, I talked about Sweet Tooth and I talked about God Country, right? Okay. That's what I mentioned in my video, how, those 2 books got confirmed, right? And there's something's going to happen. So I think there's going to be a buying opportunity for this book in, 2 to 3 months. Before the signing for CGC.
Yeah.
There's going to be there has to be a small dip there.
Yeah, I can see that happening. But for myself, like I said, I would even be happy selling now and cashing out. It's good money. It's $600 Canadian is.
Yep, that was picked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you got 5 copies of it, you do the math.
I was just about to say I'm in the Facebook group for this, and they did confirm that it was picked up. So
that's what I thought. Yeah.
And I'm sure Newbie can tell you that I was a big fan of this series. Even prior to it coming out, I was
no idea.
Trying to tell as many people as I could.
You didn't tell me.
Me and Hyper had definitely had quite a few conversations about it with the horror covers and everything like that.
Really good.
We were big fans of it, so we picked up quite a few of them, and glad to see that it's doing pretty good for sure.
Yeah, it's doing stupid.
Yeah,
good.
that 9/8. Yeah, that 9/8 is pretty high end. Yeah, I still feel like it's one of the ones you could go out and you could probably find the raws and send them off rather than paying the premium for those 9/8s. But copies of it look like they're drying up pretty quick. People are definitely picking them up. There's heavy interest in the series. After the series ends and everything, though, I think you're probably right that there will be a kind of a dip in it before we see the animated or whatever it is that's going to come out. I feel like there's probably some potential there for future projects, and I think Tony and Trish are probably working on that. So,
for sure.
Hopefully we'll see more to come out of it.
Oh
did
man,
did you guys see that even the blank cover is like $100 book?
Oh, it's because they're doing. Did you know about the CGC? They're doing the sketch signing for the dog, and that's why.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
I'm worried all the high-end horror covers are common with so many different publishers doing it. I'm worried no one would care in a year or two.
They're only going to care if it becomes a good movie. Like, people are going to care if it becomes a good movie, right? Because everyone has their favorite horror movie, right? Everyone has their favorite horror movie, right? So they're going to want their favorite horror movie cover. If the series stays strong and people still care about it in 2 years, oh yeah, people still going to want it.
Yeah, there will be a
desire for it. You know, something that, you know, obviously is well known, but like something that we talked about like a year ago with Face was, you know, people just getting these sets, and I can totally see people just picking up all these horror ones, putting it as a set, selling it CGC. I mean, you could make a little bit of money there too. So
yeah,
you know,
oh for sure, especially with what they're doing with, like, you know,
I mean, I don't like horror, so like I'm kind of contradicting myself, but like, who doesn't like horror, right? Like a lot of people like horror, except myself, but you know, so I think there is a market for it, but yeah, we'll see. I only picked one copy of this book. There's not much more information I can get. Face tells me all the time, "You're an idiot because you didn't listen to me. I told you to kind of get a full copy." Got one, so.
Dude, yeah, I can't believe I FOMO'd and bought 5 covers middle of editing my video. I'm listening to myself while I'm editing. I'm like, that guy has a point. I'm gonna find.
It's funny, actually. Before we change the book, it's funny that you guys were talking about this. That book. We're working on a project over on our channel that's coming up soon. That we're going to talk about. That has to do with stray dogs. So we can look for an announcement on that coming up soon.
Sweet.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's talk about another book that Face talked about many moons ago and was telling people to get way before it blew up. But we got Tales to Astonish, number 90.
So for me, it's just one of the things where I'm just like, I miss a boat, and the boat's gone, and like, goodbye, boat.
Oh yeah.
Have a great trip, boat. I'm not gonna be on that boat. Like, it's really cool. And like, Face, if I was listening to you back then, like, yeah, I should have picked them up. But now I'm just like, there's no way I'm gonna pay those price points for this book just because, like, the villain. Like, what if he shows up for the movie for like 5 minutes? He just fights him and like he leaves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then we're just
I
like,
know, right?
We're all screwed. But like I said, like, it's a really, but he's already like he already showed up in the Hulk movie. Like, sure, he'll show up more often, but I mean, it's still a villain. You know what I mean? Like, it's still like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's Abomination. He's terrifying looking, and that's cool. But I mean, like, if you would have bought this book back when Face was telling people to buy it, then yeah, then congrats, you did a good job. And move on. But I mean, like, no, don't do it. And also, it's a Submariner book too, so I'm just like, ugh.
Right.
I agree. I don't see him being in the movie that long, and like you just said,
that trailer though. Oh,
the trailer, yeah, for sure. But at the same time, it's not his first appearance in the MCU. He was there prior. Hulk movie still counts, man. So I didn't understand the jump. I get it. It's like, oh shit,
from the trailer it confirmed like he'll be in more things, but and then they're like, all right, yeah, cool.
I didn't understand it personally. I'm not seeking this book, period.
Well, back when I had mentioned it so long ago on one of Newbie's videos, I actually around that time picked up 3 copies and
graded or raw.
Yeah, I picked up 2 of them were raw.
Ooh.
And the other one was a graded 7.5.
Oh, let's
go! Nice.
Here we go.
Yeah, and needless to say that I you know, the raws alone made the money back on it.
Yes, sir.
When I mentioned this book, though, it was under the premise that it was an undervalued key, and at the time, it very much was, in my opinion. Abomination was a cool character. I think the price point on it was like around $90 to $100 US when I was talking about it. So yeah, it really wasn't that much. It was very much an undervalued key.
That's awesome.
It's no longer an undervalued key at all. So yeah, that price point is pretty high for. And like these guys are saying, this is probably a character. He's going to show up for about 5 minutes in Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi going to whoop that
well,
ass.
I don't know. You know what? He might get more than 5 minutes because like they're showing him fighting Wong. I can't imagine that Wong's beating Abomination. So
Dude,
he's probably got to
happen. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, right. Like I feel like he's at least got a second scene coming.
It'll be interesting. I want to know if Tim Roth is actually going to show up. Like, I wonder if they're going to be like,
right,
found
exactly.
a way to de-abominate him. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I'm curious if he's going to be in there
I'm
too.
with you, man. I saw this book from far away. Said bye. I burned the bridge. You know, all that stuff. I didn't buy it when Face told me to, and I think I could buy it for like $50 to $80. And I didn't buy it then. I'm definitely not going to buy it.
There's be a lot of those going on.
45 for a 9.6. Like, that's just stupid for a character that I'm interested to see. There's a few people that do like the 1 year later videos. This is going to be on it because this is going to be like at maximum maybe an $800 book in a 9.8. So that 9.4 is probably going to be like a $200 book. So when you start doing the math on that, I don't know. I get it. Like, I see some people like Dan saying like, oh, this is my childhood. This is a book. And
that's awesome. That's awesome though.
Yeah. But I just, for the value, like I always think of, same with Venom, like I sold my ASM 300 because I thought I might be able to get it cheaper once all the hype is done and everything like that.
100%.
This one, same thing. Like, if I really wanted this book, I'm probably just waiting until Shang-Chi comes out, seeing what happens with that. If it's 5 minutes or less, by the end of the movie, by the end of that weekend, this book is losing value, right? So,
yeah, I feel like this is definitely going to come back down from where it's at now. I don't know if it'll come back down to the prices that it was before. Like I said, it was a hugely undervalued key. So it probably will retain some of the value. But yeah, the price that it's at now is just really high from where it was just a couple months ago.
By the way, the Suns are winning, in case anyone wants to know. Suns are winning over the Bucks.
Yeah, by 10. By 10. 6 minutes to go, people. 6 minutes to go. All right, well, let's keep up with our boy Shang-Chi or Shang-Chi, whichever you want to call it, because there is a debate on the name. But this one spiked again. Why? Well, we got a second trailer. This is the first appearance of Shang-Chi.
Yeah. This is a book that so last year when I first started doing the YouTube thing and like buying comics, like this is the book that was like always on my radar, but like it was right around like that $1,000 price point for like that 9.0 range, right?
Yeah.
It was like a grand US for that 9.0 range. And just like when I was starting out, I just couldn't get to that price point. I just couldn't like get to there, build up enough fast enough. So I always wanted it. I could never get it though, and now I'm never gonna get it.
Yep.
Yeah. Unless I get like a low grade copy. But I really think, what up, Hudat? I really think Shang-Chi is going to hit and everyone's going to love it. Like, I honestly think, like, people are just like, but I'm like, no, it's going to hit differently. They're going to hit so many different aspects. It's going to stay true to it's going to be really, like, it's the classic origin story, but whatever. But it's going to be really fun to watch. It's going to be really good.
Yeah, totally agree.
I'd buy a low grade copy.
Yep, 100%. For me, it's the same thing. It's a book that obviously is way out of my price range already. Even 2 years ago, I still couldn't afford such a book. But he also wasn't the main character I really wanted to put my money into. Now, like you were just saying, the trailer dropped, and it's like, man, this looks like it's going to be a banger of a movie, man. It's going to be awesome.
Great movie.
Yeah, so, I mean, definitely a book. If you can grab it, get it. But
low grade, man. Buy low grade. Like it's like there's gonna be 3 of these movies.
Yeah.
There's gonna be 3 of these movies. Like it's gonna happen. There's gonna be a trilogy. There's gonna be a whole nother universe. Like it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like I think like a small spec, like the new Agents of Atlas, the War of the Realms.
Yeah.
Like I think that's gonna be a huge play later. And this Shang-Chi is like gonna be built up for that. I still have all those copies I'm just sitting on.
I have. Are you talking about the new Agents of Atlas?
Issues number 1 and number 2.
Okay, Hyper, block your ears. I actually went to an LCS with Hyper, and I picked up 2 third prints.
Let's go!
Nice. And they're at CGC as we speak. So I'm like this, but for a book like this one here, for the Master of Kung Fu, I think if we can tie all of what we just spoke about together, guys. Go and sell your stray dogs. Go get yourself a book.
Dude, like this is a buy. This is 100% a buy. Like even at these prices, I still think this book is a buy.
It will not dip, man.
It's like that's just I think it's gonna be good. I still think it's a buy.
Oh yeah.
So before I jump into this one, I actually want to go ahead and take a minute and point out something that they were saying in chat. Tim Roth is apparently reprising his role as Abomination.
Let's go.
Yeah, so that's good for Abomination. He's definitely got more than 5 minutes screen time. And somebody else said they think that he's slated to appear in She-Hulk. So that'll be fucking awesome, man.
Good. Tim Roth is such a good actor.
Yeah, if that's the case, then that Abomination's probably going to stick around those higher prices for a little while. So
that's good.
But yeah, jumping into Shang-Chi on this, man, yeah, for sure. It's definitely a solid pickup, man. They really want to build this corner of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and rightly so. It's definitely it's a very interesting corner of the Marvel Universe that has not been touched on enough at all in live action, in animated, even in the comics. Like they really, it feels like they could do a lot more, and they are starting to do a lot more. And it's nice to see them opening up that corner of the universe, and getting into a lot of the mysticism and everything like that's involved with it. Shang-Chi is just gonna start that in the MCU, and I think it's gonna explode from there. I think you're gonna see a lot of the new Agents of Atlas, probably a recasting of Iron Fist, a lot of exploration of like that mystic martial arts, side of the universe. And I can't wait till they do it either, man. Like some of these movies, like the second trailer, I thought the first trailer looked all right, and the second trailer was just fucking blew me away.
Like,
what do you? And wow, this movie's gonna be great.
Like the soundtrack too, they have.
Yeah,
the soundtrack just hits hard, man. It just
it really does.
Soundtrack they have.
I see a few comments. Ultra and Vancouver Comic Junkie talking about Fantastic Four 52, and I totally understand. Totally, 100%
right now.
Totally see what they're trying to get at prior to the movie. I think and I was skeptical too. How they were going to do the Wakanda thing and the African American thing and things like that, and. Face, I said the same thing, and I told you guys on the Sunday show. I was kind of nervous when the first trailer came out. I was kind of like, I wasn't really sold on it. The second trailer, not for Abomination, like that. I didn't even know it was Abomination until like after when people were like, it's Abomination, but like that second trailer just like dope. I mean, you had the car scene, more of the kung fu. You had the rings. You had him fighting. The power of the rings. You saw the dragon in the water. What's the name of the dragon?
The Protector.
Great
Protector.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Just all that. I was like, man, this is gonna be dope. And
perfect.
It just, it was the cherry on top, which made me think like, okay, I hope Eternals does the same thing. I hope the second trailer is good, but I think this is gonna be a hit. I really do. I think it's gonna have the same effect that it did on. And I always tell this story. When I went to go see Black Panther, 3 rows in front, but like to the left, there was 3 rows of like African American people dressed in like that gear. And I don't want to offend anybody. Like I just don't know the name of that clothing, and like they were singing and like whatever, like before the movie and after, and it was
that's
awesome. Hell yeah! I would love to see that.
I want to go to that theater,
right?
But then what happened, right? Black Panther became like iconic, right? And it didn't matter if you were white, Asian, black, whatever. Green, purple. You loved Black Panther. You were doing the X, right? You were doing that, and I think that Shang-Chi is going to have the same effect culturally and like worldwide. So I think this could be a massive book down the road.
Buy this book, people.
Yeah, for sure.
But yo, Newbie, it's crazy because same thing for me, man. I went to the theaters for Black Panther and they had full face paints. And they were up in their suits.
I really wish they would have done something.
I left with chills, man. I was like, wow, this is cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I just have that feeling this is gonna have the same effect, man. And like, who doesn't like not like kung fu, man? Like it's just like martial arts and things.
Kung Fu Hustle, best movie.
Yeah, and it was cool. One of the other things that was really cool about Black Panther, and it correlates to this too, is exactly the same thing that we're talking about. Like Black Panther, when that movie came out, it really seemed to open up that aspect of the Marvel universe, and they seem to be doing a lot more with the Wakandan.
That movie, they're gonna come out with a TV show. Ryan Coogler,
exactly,
doing that TV show, the Wakandan. I don't know what it's called, but yeah.
I think just Wakanda Forever. Is it Wakanda Forever or something?
I think no idea. I have no idea. But it's gonna be a TV series. There's gonna be a Disney TV series with Ryan Coogler for like 5 years or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, how fucking awesome is it that they're actually, you know, being able to expand on some of this stuff so much? You know, like it's really cool to be a comics fan right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it is. It is. All right, 2 books left, guys.
Ooh.
Dark Reign, Young Avengers #1, first appearance of Lady Loki.
LOL.
Oh, Sylvie. Everyone loves Sylvie.
This thing just blew the hell up. I will say this: I'm kind of falling for her.
Dude, even Sylvie herself was falling for herself.
Technically.
Yeah. Raw copies, $90 to $100, $90 to $120 Canadian.
That's crazy, man. I still like it's really cool though, right? Like, is it one of those things that's like Mobius, right? Is it a Mobius thing, or is it something that has like actually long-term play, right? I honestly like the Young Avengers. I still think it's a good play for like Young Avengers in the future of Young Avengers. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
The whole Dark Reign storyline, stuff like that. I think just the Sylvie appearance is really cool too. But it's one of those books where like, if I can find one nice raw copy, I would maybe pick one up. But it's one that I'm not specifically hunting down for. Because like, what happens if Sylvie doesn't make it at the end of this whole thing, right? Like, what if Loki has to learn the lesson of just like not everyone makes it?
Yeah.
So,
but yet he makes it all the time. So it would just be one of those like, what?
I say sell. If you have it, sell. I think after this show, I don't think she'll be around. So
right, it's like it's a cool thing. It's a really cool character. And at the end of the day, just wait till the end, right? Wait, don't guess, don't take a chance, right? Wait till the show's over, and you know it's confirming, and then you buy it for real, or now I don't have to worry about buying it.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, like, Sylvie's a cool character and everything like that. But first of all, I got news for all you puppy love motherfuckers out there. You're not falling in love with Sylvie. You're falling in love with the fact that Loki's falling in love with Sylvie. Okay, that's all it is.
I'm still okay with that. I am still okay with that.
But no, she's a cool character in the show and everything like that. They've already told you numerous times in the show pretty much how this plays out. Lady Sith was very clear about it. Loki, you're gonna end up alone.
Yep.
And that's probably how we're gonna see the series end.
Yeah.
Which obviously opens up for the next season or whatever that they're gonna do in the future. And that's great. So yeah, this is it's a cool collection piece and everything like that. It's nice to have in your collection if you're into it. It's one of if you're a really big fan of the character and everything like that, great. But yeah, I mean it probably won't stay as high as it is after the series ends and everything like that. You'll see a drop off, and
I agree.
So
if
you're looking at it for your collection, wait till then.
I would sell this book. No doubt about
it.
Yeah,
you're gonna get the highest that you can.
It already.
Yeah,
I would have sold it last week, to be honest with you. That's just where I am. I know Automatic Comics. Shout out to Ryan, by the way. He said, I think she dies in the show. I agree. I think she does. We've kind of, I don't know if it was you or Hyper. I can't remember who I talked to, but I said, I'm like, there's got to be a significance on why they say Loki, you always end up alone, right? Like that just always kind of stuck to me, and I thought, okay, I don't think.
And even if she doesn't die, I don't imagine if she's gonna return to like her time stream or some shit like that. Like it just feels like she's not.
She'll have a happy ending, and he won't.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Something.
Whoa.
Think about what future does Loki have, right? Like where are we going to see it?
Loki's going to take over the TVA.
You think so?
Oh, dude, he wants the power, and dude, technically, we don't even know who's in charge of the TVA. So why not him take over, right?
That would be awesome for season 2.
Robots were built by Riri Williams.
That would be fun.
That's a complete job. Like
nobody
be like, oh my god, that's but yeah, this one I just think is one of those that, unfortunately FOMO, and like when somebody says, oh my god, it's Lady Loki, people just jumped on it because they wanted to make a quick buck, and I think that those sales kind of go that. But like this book in like 3 weeks,
just wait.
Yeah, just wait. Especially if it's like your book of the year, you're like hey, cool. I I don't think it's I always
don't get it graded. If you have it, don't get it graded.
Yeah, don't get it graded. All right, let's get on to
and I think they actually said that she's not the same character anyway. It's a completely original character. So
Yeah. All right, let's get into it. The last book on the list, and I had to do something Iron Man related, people. So we got Tales of Suspense, number 50. If you don't know what this is, the first appearance of the real
Trevor. Trevor, I'm just an actor. I thought maybe him appearance. That Ben Kingsley. They need to just bring Ben Kingsley back.
Dude, I watched that movie the other night, and I was just dying at those parts.
Way to take one of the most iconic actors in the world and just give him just a garbage role. I was so excited, and then immediately just let down.
You know what? It's crazy because Iron Man 3 was the best Marvel movie, period. Right up until that twist. Like when Ben Kingsley was fucking killing it as the Mandarin.
Those trailers, like those teasers and everything.
Yeah, he was fucking
so
awesome.
Good. Ben Kingsley is so good. So like this is a book that it's just it's expensive. Like we don't know. There's nothing. It's all speculation, right? Because would he really show up in Shang-Chi or would he show up in Iron Man? You know what I mean? Like I guess Shang-Chi makes more sense, but like I feel he's almost too big and prominent to show up so early, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I know you get the whole 10 ring thing and stuff like that, but I feel he'd be too prominent to show up early. Like if anything, maybe they tease him.
Yeah, that's what
at the end for the end credit scene. Maybe, but
what?
Really?
Dude, I have the movie. I have like the whatever. I've never seen this.
That's fake news.
No, okay. So what it was they did a it was a short or something like that called All Hail the King or something like that. After the movie came out, you can look it up on YouTube or whatever. I think it's All Hail the King or something like that.
Okay.
And they do show he's correct. They do show that, and it is fucking canon too. To the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, that is interesting. I'll have to go check that out. But like, so it's a great book, but at the end of the day, like it's villain spec still, right? It's still villain spec. Like it's an old book. I mean, dude, this is from 1964. So I mean, like, you're not gonna lose money if you buy it. No. But is it pricier now than it has been recently? Yeah. So like, might want to just sit around and wait a little bit and see what happens. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just wait. It's a great cover though. I love the cover.
I agree. I think if you do wait and something does happen, then you just might miss the boat even more. But I don't see him.
You think pick it up now?
Well, I would definitely grab one if you could afford it. Grab it. Right. You know what I mean? It's still the first appearance of Mandarin, regardless. So, but at the same time, I just want to touch base on Iron Man 3. I remember sitting in theater and I looked around, and a lot of people were just like,
"Right, that's what I thought."
What the fuck? Now. Like literally, people were pissed as shit. I was one of them, so whatever. But no, definitely, I'd pick it up, for sure. I'd pick it up for sure, but I don't think he's gonna pop in the movie in a full appearance or whatnot. If that's what people are expecting, I don't think so. I think it's too early. Jesus Christ, Dan.
Oh man.
Yeah, right. I mean,
I felt it's so crazy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the Mandarin's a cool character for sure, and this is, obviously a very important key, because the Mandarin is an iconic villain and everything like that. I don't know what we're going to get out of him as far as Shang-Chi. Obviously, the 10 Rings is playing a big part into that, so it would kind of make sense that maybe he gets like a end credit scene cameo or something where he shows up, and they maybe tease his future.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're going with Shang-Chi's father as the main villain in this movie and everything like that.
It's classic Marvel
I don't
origin.
think he's going to be the Mandarin. Yeah, I don't think he's going to actually be the Mandarin or anything. So I think like a cameo would make more sense than anything. I think either way, people are still going to be real leery of the Mandarin until they actually get something out there and it's solid. Because, yeah, man, pulling the rug out from underneath us like that with Ben King, like I said, when he came in and he did that first scene after the terrorist bombing and everything, like fucking chills.
Yeah.
And then just wow.
It was the very first Ralph Boner joke.
Yeah, it really was.
I'll put it this way: I would rather buy the Submariner Speedo cover right now versus this book.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to pick it up just because it's the first appearance of Mandarin, but I wouldn't want to do it based on MCU spec or anything like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. If it was just pure MCU spec, I'll take the Submariner book. But for like longevity of just like holding value, yeah, the Tales of Suspense 50 all the way.
Yeah, just so you know, because it's a cool piece to have in your collection for sure. It's the first appearance of Mandarin, but yeah, MCU spec, I don't know. I'm just not sold on it yet.
Yep.
I agree with you guys about like the longevity and the better cover. I mean, I've always been a fan of the old school covers with like the, you know, where it says like Iron Man, then it's like words. Like I love those like word bubbles on it. Yeah. Obviously Iron Man's on it, so it's cool. Iconic villain, all that stuff. About the movie, yeah, was it a bad movie? 100%. It was a terrible movie. I've recently watched it again for like the third and fourth time. It's got some funny points, you know, some funny things to it, but I still think Captain Marvel is the worst Marvel movie. I'd watch Iron Man 3 10 times before I watch that one second time. So,
10 times? I don't know, man. That's rough.
That's big.
It is what it is, man. But yeah, I mean, obviously that movie is always going to have that disappointment about the Mandarin. But here's the thing. I think there's a reason to it. And we might get it later down the road, right? With Kevin Feige and things like that. So like, you know, maybe they tie it back all together. Maybe it's with Shang-Chi, who knows? But at some point they might, you know, kind of all those, because they're not stupid. They do things for a reason. Yeah. Whether it's like, you know, defined or, you know, the answer's given like right away or later, they eventually do connect the dots. So yeah. Now with this book, I wouldn't touch this book right now because everybody's talking about it. Everyone's not understanding the whole concept of the Mandarin, the 10 rings and stuff like that. So for that, I would just wait off and wait to see what happens with it. Because afterwards, if it is his father and the father dies and blah, 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 well, the spec value is going to go down because the character's dead. So, you know.
That villain spec, right? Like the villain where like they always are meant to serve a purpose and then end that purpose.
Yeah. So, but I like the fact that all you guys agreed and said that this was a better cover, and Iron Man's name and Iron Man are on it. So, just saying.
Well, nobody wants the Speedo cover. I mean,
fuck no.
Well, guys, that is the show. Guys, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I want to thank Black Crown Comics for joining us. I want to thank Skeef. Skeef, let them know where you at. Let them know what you do, please. If they don't know, now they know.
I'm just a giant bearded fool who talks about comics occasionally on YouTube. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. I'm also doing some whatnot auctions if you want to buy some books at really good prices there. That's about it though. I'm just trying to enjoy the YouTube community for what it is. I'm happy to finally be on the show. That's what I'm most excited for. Like this has just been a blast in the making, and I've really enjoyed kind of just like sitting down and just like kind of like nitpicking on like covers and what's hot and things like that. This is an absolute blast. I like the around the horn type of scenario for this. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Right. I appreciate you coming on, man, and you're more than welcome to come on again. You definitely have to, talk and do a bit more. So, you will not be a stranger on this channel. All right, Black Crown. I was gonna say Black Cat for whatever reason, but I was
Black Cat Comics.
Black Crown making his debut, man. So appreciate you coming in. But what do you got coming up? What do you do on YouTube? Let the people know.
Well, it's been rather new on YouTube. I was actually on Face's show last night. We had a great show, great guest. If you have a chance, subscribe to Face's YouTube channel. Go check it out. I'm actually coming back here this Sunday. Right? There you go.
That's right. That's right.
So he's like, maybe?
Right? That's what's up. But yeah, I'll be back on Sunday with Newbie. And then after Monday, back with Face. Instagram is where you're going to probably find me more. So look it up. _comics. That's me.
Perfect. Yeah, man. And again, You're going to be on Sunday, so I'm going to have to tell you you're going to be, on again. You already know you're going to be on. That leaves us with one more person. Face, let them know what's going on. If they don't know what you're doing, what you got coming up on your end, let the people know.
Yeah, for sure. You can find us every Monday over on my channel on Previously On. We just do a comic, talk news show. And, if you have a chance, definitely check out the rewind from last week. We had a great guest in Steve Urena come on. He's a creator of a comic called Slowpokes, and he's working on another one that's called Zombie Date Night. They're both Kickstarter comics, and they're absolutely fucking hilarious. The first one's about, fast killer sloth. So, I mean, it's just, yeah, exactly. It's just a win. So, yeah, exactly.
It's so good.
So like I said, if you have a chance, definitely check that out. And if you're able, check out the Kickstarter and support it if you can, for sure, because, that's one of the best ways that the comics community is growing, is through those Kickstarter projects. And yeah, like I said, just definitely check us out every Monday at 7. And I'll be back here, next week on Newbie's channel sometime. I don't know what fucking days I'm showing up. I'm just showing up when I show up.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. Yeah. So want to thank you guys for tuning in. You guys know where you guys are going to find us, Sundays and Tuesdays, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. I do have some exciting news because I just got back 2 books from CGC.
What books?
So
what books?
Wait.
I can't show them. I can't even tell. I will let you guys know that I got it. I went into this shop and like, hey man, here's your 2 books, and I screamed in the shop to the point where like people were like, just like, what the hell's going on?
Is he okay?
Yeah. So they're pretty, like, for me, they're pretty good books. But yeah, there's gonna be a video coming out soon, so tune in. It's probably gonna be done next week. You guys know I like to put out a video on Thursday, so you guys kind of see my face Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. But this week there won't be any, so I'll talk about it next week.
Probably an Iron Man.
Yeah, that's it. So I just want to thank everybody. Make sure you guys go check out everybody's YouTube, IG, all that. Black Crown Comics and Skeef. Make sure you guys go tune in. All right, chat. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you later.
Peace.
Peace.